In today's video, we are going to talk about gold and where this market could be going here over the next few days after we've seen a pretty decent correction following the 11% rally in October. And we'll also take a look at the DXY to figure out what's going on there with the dollar because we have something really interesting happening today. Okay, so starting here with the XAUUSD daily time frame, we have talked about the potential for this rotation lower that we're getting here this week for quite some time. In fact, back here, I was looking for a fake out. I don't have the level on my chart right now, but you guys will remember we had the November 2022 trend line. In fact, I'm just going to draw that out for you guys right now, just so we can kind of be on the same page here with what I was looking at. So you can see that we do have a trend line right through here. So off of this low from back here in November of last year, we've got this one through here. This allowed us to play the breakdown. You can see we got the retest here as support, breakdown, retest as resistance, retest down here, sweep of the low at 1890, run up here toward the confluence of resistance at 1940, and then we saw this area just above 1800. So this entire move right here, guys, I called out in Discord. In fact, back here, I drew an arrow exactly like this for gold. Now, we got that move, and since that time, we had a very aggressive 11% rally in October. So naturally, anytime you get a rally like this and the market leaves behind these pockets of liquidity, you are going to eventually get a correction. And that's exactly what we're seeing here so far this week, right? So we had the break above that November 2022 trend line. We had the close back below that confirmed that this up here was the fake out. We also had the retest up here of that level. So I was shorting gold right up here in this area on this candle. I mentioned it in real time in the VIP Discord group, which, by the way, guys, if you do want access, I added monthly and quarterly options to that are both 50% off for the next 2 days. So see the link at the top of this video, and that will also get you access to the course that I'm launching next month. All right, so you'll get daily videos, exclusive charts. You'll see my trades in real time in the VIP group using that link that I just provided. You can also see the description of this video for a link right there to that page. Okay, so we had the fake out up here. We had the retest. I was getting short. I'm still in part of that short position, actually, because I'm looking for this area down here, which we'll talk about in a moment. But we've had a pretty aggressive correction here from gold, which is to be expected considering how aggressive the rally was. Now, at the moment, what I think this is going to come down to for gold, okay, we can see we had a pretty decent bounce so far today. But again, this is to be expected anytime you get these liquidity pockets, okay, that build up here on the buy side. So what I've marked out is before today, we also had a pocket right here on this candle. And the reason for that, okay, is because notice how this candle right here, okay, was very large. We had a large red candle, no retracement until today. And we have the same thing up here at this candle, same thing back here. So this is all buy side liquidity here for gold, and these areas tend to serve as magnets for price. Now, what it's going to come down to, whether we see areas like this or this up here, or potentially a wick above 1980, it's going to come down to, in my opinion, this area right around 1957. So if we look at this on the 4-hour time frame, all right, what you're going to notice is that we have gold so far holding above this area on the 4-hour chart. So the daily close today is going to be critical, in my opinion, based on this area right through here. All right, so you can see how it's trying to hold it here on the 4-hour. If today closes below it, then I think we could see a sweep down here of the lows toward 1940, 1930 before we get, a potential bounce, maybe some more consolidation from there. Just because if we flip back here to the daily time frame, right, once again, it's all about the liquidity. Liquidity moves markets, guys. So this breakout candle right back here, notice how the 1940 area, all right, this has been a key pivot for gold for quite some time. So you can see that back here, support, resistance, resistance, resistance once again. This green candle was the breakout candle. Now, the body of this candle was never retraced. We got a very shallow retrace the very next day. So there is a lot of sell side liquidity sitting down here in this area that has yet to be tapped. So even if we see gold come up here and tap this area, maybe this one, again, it's going to depend on where today closes in relation to that 1957 area. Even if we see that from gold, I do think we are eventually going to come down here and see this area tapped before we get, potentially another bounce or some consolidation, like I said. Now, there's also some liquidity sitting down here on this massive breakout candle. All right, this big green candle that broke the descending channel that we've been watching now for really the past couple months. So you can see that we had this breakout candle right here. And once again, we got a pretty decent retracement of that. But there's still a lot of area down here where there is sell side liquidity that has built up. So areas like this could potentially serve as magnets as long as gold is, really below these highs up here. As long as it's below this, then I'm just looking at a range trade here for gold and targeting these buy and sell side liquidity pockets. All right, now let's take a look at the DXY really quick. And if you guys are enjoying this content, be sure to smash the like button and also subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon for notifications. So the DXY is doing something really interesting today in that it is potentially closing above this area. It looks like it will, considering it's so late in the day. And if it does do that, then this area down here at 105.60 flips back to support, at least on a daily closing basis. And like I've said recently, the week needs to close above this to really flip it back. Because remember that the DXY closed the week below 105.60. All right, so this is what we've talked about, that we need a weekly close back up here in this area to confirm that this down here is the fake out and send the DXY back toward, in my opinion, eventually 109 to 110. This is the area that I've had on my my chart here for quite some time, ever since the market was back here, especially after this fake out that we got down here that I covered at length during this period. And the reason 109 to 110 is just like we talked about with gold. Okay, you can see this on every single market. Doesn't matter what market it is. All right, so notice here on the weekly time frame, notice this massive green candle body. Now, we got a very shallow retracement through here. Okay, but notice all of this area right up here. All right, this up here is a massive area of buy-side liquidity that, in my opinion, is going to serve as a magnet for the dollar. Now, that matters for gold because the two tend to move inversely to one another, although gold has kind of obviously been doing its own thing, with some of the macro factors that are out there. But I think that could matter if we see the dollar continue to move higher. That could put some pressure here on gold. All right, so just to kind of wrap up, we've got about 30 minutes left in today's session. I think that today's close relative to the low from back here, this 1957 area, and again, it's important to remember too that these are areas, not exact levels. So if gold were to close right here at the level, then I think it's too close to determine if we're going to see, that buy side liquidity taken out or the sell side liquidity first, right? You need something convincing where you get gold closing down here in this area or up here in this area to really confirm, which way are we going to go first here, up here toward the buy side liquidity or down here toward sell side liquidity. But I do think that this area right through here, right around 1957, this area is going to determine where we go first. All right, that's it for today's video. I hope it helped. Be sure to smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon for notifications. And once again, see the link in the description for 50% off monthly, quarterly, and lifetime options to the VIP group. The course launches next month. Trade well this week, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.